my friends, and welcome to the niberus guide of the warrior. You want to be a warrior? No problem, I'll show you how. Now the warrior, as everyone can think, is a melee DPS with a huge two-handed sword. Like breaking, yeah, ooh, pretty cool. As a warrior you want to look for 3 stats. Let's have a look. You'll need brutality, which increases your assault power, logically, because this is a DPS guide, again a DPS guide, so you need brutality. The second one you need is finesse, which increases your strike-through rating, basically your hit rating. I suggest by the time you get level 50, try to get it to 7%, that would do it. Moxie, that's your third stat you want, is the one that gives you critical strike rating. So brutality for more power, finesse to be sure to hit your targets, and moxie, critical strike. That are the 3 stats you want. And that's basically it. Let's have a look on your skills you want to use. I'll give detailed explanation about some skills later on as we move through the guide. Don't pay attention on the background, that's my cat going insane. He's nuts. Okay, so the first skill I use is Relentless Strike. It's a basically hit, as you can see here. It does nice damage, but not that much. So Relentless Strike. I'm gonna try to Relentless Strike this guy down, which I basically never do, just in order to demonstrate the skill to you. So it's a hit. A very simple hit. Relentless Strike. It builds up 180 kinetic energy, which is a resource of course as a warrior, each time you hit your target, which makes sure that after 4 or 5 hits you will be full of kinetic energy, which is very important as a warrior. The second one we use is Rampage. Rampage, it does a lot of damage, but has a 8-second cooldown and uses 250 kinetic energy. Let me demonstrate this to you. First we're gonna Relentless Strike him. We got enough energy here, and this is Rampage. Quite a lot more damage. So wait for Rampage, here it goes again. Yup. To execute Rampage you need 250 kinetic energy, and you will have to push the skill button 4 times. If you don't push it 4 times it will only hit once and then stop. If you want to use it all the time, just press it 4 times and it will slap him 4 times for a lot of damage. The third ability you got is your stun, a kick. It basically tells exactly what it does. It stuns. Yes. Very interesting. The fourth one is your leap. This is your leap. So in this battle I'm gonna mix the 4 abilities we have so far. I'm gonna leap to this guy, Relentless Strike him until he does a telegraph, then I'm gonna kick, stun him, and rampage him. So he goes, I leap, hop, Relentless Strike. Just wait for his telegraph now. Kick and rampage. There you go, he's down. You notice that when I kicked him, his bar went from changed color to purple. That was because I stunned him during a telegraph. If you do that, they will take a lot more damage. I think it's about 50% more damage, and you will nuke them down real fast. So it's interesting to do that when he does a telegraph. The 5th ability is my grapple. Grapple sends out a hook and pulls your target towards you, like this. Now Relentless Strike again. It also roots them, making them unable to move. Waiting for his telegraph. If he's gonna do one, he should do one, but he's gonna die. Darn. He just died, so no need to stun him, nothing. Okay, so grapple actually pulls targets toward you. You can pull up to 2 targets maximum towards you with the grapple. The next one, which I don't really have to engage anything to show you, is a tremor. This is an AMP and it deals a lot of damage. Bam! It deals a lot of damage to targets in front of you. Let's see how many targets. It isn't specified, so probably all targets that are in front of you. It deals a lot of damage and pushes them back for 1.5 meters, which isn't that much. Let's have a little demonstration on this tremor thing. Here goes the leap, and this is the tremor. bam. If he's casting a telegraph at that given moment that you use your tremor, it will interrupt the telegraph, but not stun him. Here goes purple again, and he's down. And the last one is the whirlwind. Darn, I wanted to demonstrate it because I had enough kinetic energy, but yeah, it decayed too fast. Kinetic energy is something you build with your relentless strike and other skills, but it decays as soon as you use a skill that uses it or you don't attack at all. So keep that in mind. Kinetic energy decays. For the leap, you need to get used to how far he's actually jumping. Alright. So relentless strike. Ah, come on. And here's the whirlwind. It deals a nice amount of damage, not that very much, but yeah, it's good. It's a nice AoE. Those are the skills that I use. I must say, the whirlwind ability, I tend to change it out when I go to a dungeon, for example Calvarat, where enemies put dots on you. I change it with the support skill Expulsion, because Expulsion removes 2 debuffs from you. It has an only 8 seconds cooldown and it deals damage, which is a huge stress factor that you take away from your healer, because your healer does not need to debuff you. Use it. I say use it. When you go to dungeons, it will not make your DPS decrease or anything. And by the way guys, don't forget, wildstar is not about top DPS, it's all about avoidings and being smart. So use Expulsion if you go to a dungeon to debuff yourself. It will take a load stress away from your healer. So those are the skills: Relentless Strike, Rampage, Leap, excuse me, Leap, Utility, Kick and Grapple, Whirlwind and Tremor. Now, Relentless Strike, if you put a tier 4, it will actually give you a 20% chance to grant a buff for 5 seconds, which reduces your kinetic energy decay for 3.5%. It stacks up to 5 times, so basically it can go up to 15% reduction in decay of your kinetic energy, which is good. You will see later on why. The Rampage deals more damage the higher your kinetic energy is. So if I get over 500 kinetic energy, which is like 2 or 3 hits with my standard hit, it will deal 105 damage more. And when I'm over 750, which is 3/4, because you have 1k kinetic energy, it will deal 167. So tier 4, those two is awesome. Now let me repeat it once again: Relentless Strike, Rampage, Kick, Leap, Grapple, Tremor and Whirlwind. Now you got 2 playing styles. You can either engage your enemy and dodge the telegraphs like this: leap, slap, 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 using your Rampage whenever you got it, hub, slap, 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 like that. Or you can say, I don't really want to dodge the telegraphs, I'm just gonna wait for him to do it. Then you do this, hub, hub. You don't use your Rampage or anything else until he does it. There you go. Stun him, bam, bam, bam. That's as simple as that. If he's not dead, use your Tremor. Now a little extra note on the grapple, and I think it's only the grapple and the stun, but you got a more ability. If you say, I want to be able to stun a elite all by myself, one that has 2 interrupt armors, grapple removes an interrupt armor. You also have a skill in utility, I think it is. Yep, utility, flashbang. It removes an interrupt armor and it blinds your foe. So basically, if you grapple then flashbang, you remove 2 interrupt armors. If you then kick it, it will be stunned. So a elite with 2 interrupt armor, you can stun him, no problem. Just use your what's it called again? I lost the name. Flashbang. So grapple will remove 1, flashbang will remove 1, and then eventually your kick will stun it. And that's about it for the abilities. Enjoy the rotation, play with it a little bit, and try to find out your way of doing things, while we will have a look at your AMPs. I repeat, this is a DPS guide, so we're gonna put stuff in assault power. 3 points in assault power. Next, try to take bloodlust, power hitter, and radiate. You don't really need to take laceration, it's not really worth it. Now, power hitter, I mean bloodlust. What does bloodlust do? Bloodlust gives you a excuse me, a ability that whenever, not really ability, it's a buff. Whenever you critical hit a foe that is below 15% health, you will deal 1013 physical damage extra. Take it, you want it. Whenever you crits a foe that is below 15% health, you will deal 1013 physical damage. Take it. The other one is the power hitter. Landing a critical hit on a foe, it doesn't matter how much AP it has, it gives you a buff. The buff will give you a 7.5% increase of your hit severity, which means your critical hits will hit 7.5% harder. It stacks 5 times, people. If you build up your, let's see what it was, your moxie, so you hit crit a lot, it will build up nicely, very nicely. So take it. So what we got bloodlust. Whenever you critical hit a foe below 15%, you will deal more damage, and whenever you, and with the power hitter, whenever you crit a foe, it will give you a buff that can stack up to 5 times. That increases your critical strike, not your critical strike rating, but the force in which critical strike will strike for 7.5%. It stacks 5 times, take it! And the last one is radiate. When you reach maximum kinetic energy, you deal 181 tech damage to all foes within 8 meters for every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. That was a mouthful. So you'll deal extra damage whenever you are maximum kinetic energy. So remember how Relentless Strikes actually reduces the decay of your kinetic energy? Can you see the connection here? Get it! Yes, get it! And of course, in the 3rd rank, you want Tremor. The second one you want in the 3rd rank is the Kinetic Fury. While above 500 kinetic energy, which is half, which is like 2 or 3 hits, you gain an empower. It increases your damage by 7.2%. If you get over 750 kinetic energy, you will deal 9% more damage. Get it! You want it! So, can you still see the connection with the Relentless Strike Tier 4 upgrade, which reduces your decay? Well, if you do, this is like a 9% maxed and a, let's see, radiate, which gives more damage. Yeah, so getting over kinetic energy, yeah, can you see it? A lot more damage? Yes, make the connection, guys. I would suggest that once you got your assaults full, you go to hybrid assault. Why? I can hear you. Once again, think about the decay of your kinetic energy. Put 3 points in strike through rating. You want to have hit rating. Remember, at level 50, around 7% would be good. So, get it. Next, take your kinetic burst. Your attacks that build kinetic energy will build an additional 200 kinetic energy. It can only occur every 8 seconds, but who cares? Get it. It will make you fill up faster your kinetic energy. Oh yes, and that's what we want, isn't it? Now, to be sure, it's a nice one to take the sure shot. Whenever your attacks are deflected, you got a 75% chance to get a bullseye for 5 seconds. The bullseye means your next attack cannot be deflected. Can only occur every 5 seconds. It's a bit like, yeah, an extra on the strike through, so it might be interesting. But the thing you're looking for is the Fury, ladies and gentlemen. Taking direct damage gives you an empower for 10 seconds. It increases your damage with 2%. 2%, okay. It stacks 5 times. It gives you a 10%. 10%. Ooh, more damage. You want it. So, what you want to do is assault, 3 points in assault power. Put power hitter, bloodlust, and radiate, tremor. Then 3 points in strike through. It was sure shot and kinetic burst. Yes, kinetic burst. And then the fury. If you say, however, I want to have a buff, yes, it's possible, yes, a buff for me and my party members, you should go into utility. Now utility has another very interesting thing. It gives you cooldown reduction, and believe me people, you feel it. If you put your 3 points in cooldown reduction, you will get a total of 15% cooldown reduction, which means, for example, your grapple has a 20-second cooldown standard. I got 1 point, it's 19%, 18 to 17 seconds, I mean, when you got all 3 of this, and you can feel those 3 seconds. Believe me, you feel it. Next, so put in cooldown reduction. Next, you want to do bust out. Whenever you're stunned or fall on the ground or something and you break it, you will restore some of the HP. Could be very interesting in dungeons. The other one, you could take kinetic drive. Whenever you sprint in combat, you will build 45 kinetic energy every 0.25 seconds. Or if you say, I never actually like sprints in combat, then either take shock absorber, which gives you an interrupt armor. If you CC break or unyielding, you can no longer be dazed. So up to you to choose here a bit. But what you want is the rank 3 power link. The power link, let's go to the abilities and have a look. Power link gives you a buff, you and 4 party members, for 10 seconds, which increases your damage by 18%. It does have a 24-second cooldown minus the cooldown reduction, which will bring it to 21 or 20 seconds reduction, 20-second cooldown, and it only lasts for 10 seconds. It's interesting. So it's up to you to choose. Either you go assault, hybrid assault, or assault utility. And there's so many ways to play with a warrior. I hope this guide was a little useful. This warrior is not level 50 yet, so I don't really expect a lot will change when I hit level 50. Maybe just the tiers that I might have a little word on, but otherwise nothing much. I hope it was useful. I hope you liked it. If you have questions or suggestions, just put them down and I will answer them. This was Niberus with a warrior guide. Out.